Good damn morning, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Now make sure you give me a follow on Spotify and Rumble. Description box, Linktree link, clickety-clack. I'll be waiting there with a smile on my face and open arms. Now today, thankfully, is the final day of Black History Month. Finally, I wish February was shorter. Anyway, in honor of Black History Month, I realized something. I was talking to a friend of mine, and I realized that since I moved to this area, I've run into a few people who are fans of my videos, and I thank all of you, even if you're not. If your eyeballs are on me right now, thank you. So, I've run into a few people since I moved here, but the last two people that I've run into have been, drum roll, Black women. Yes, wonderful. So it's good to know that not every Black woman buys into this, yes, queen, love me, empower me, uplift me, hold me, pet me, bullshit. There are some Black women out there with their damn heads on straight. And it gives us hope for the future because women, yes, real women, sorry fellas if you're out there with a DIY vagina between your legs, but only real women become mothers, and mothers are what? They are your first teacher. So at least part of our future generation is going to be all right. So thank you, ladies. Now, something that I wanted to talk about, I posted it on my Instagram page at JG Talk. FEMA came out with their new guidelines for post-nuclear explosion / fallout protocol. And I know you're thinking, well, why would they need to change those? Because, you know, a nuclear bomb is a nuclear bomb. And I'm sure the way you're supposed to behave has been updated recently, you know, some recent, sure, last, 20, 30 years, whatever. There are recently updated protocols in place for post-nuclear blast protocol behavior. But they had to revamp that shit. They had to update it one more time to include what? Racism? No, not this time. But give them time. They can. I'm sure they can do those verbal gymnastics and twist themselves into somehow correlating how you're supposed to act after a nuclear blast with racism. But they haven't done that yet. What they have done is somehow tied this post-nuclear blast protocol to sweet and sour sniffles. That's right. There are COVID-19 protocols. And it says that after this nuclear blast, if you need to seek help, make sure that you put your mask on before emergency services arrive. That's right, guys. So if you happen to have a nuclear bomb detonated near where you live and you're experiencing the fallout, if you call 911, assuming there's still a structure where 911 can operate from, when they are en route, before they come inside to help your radioactive ass, make sure that you put your mask over your face and make sure that it goes over your nose, all right? Not under the nose, over the nose. You must wear your mask properly, especially now that the air is full of radioactive atoms and whatnot, okay? And that's not it, guys. Well, you're about to get up and leave? No, come back. That's not it. And if you happen to be sheltering with people that are not in your immediate family, make sure that you still socially distance. That's right. I know bunkers and underground structures and basements can be a little tight on space, but still try to carve out 6 feet for everybody to stay safely apart from each other so you do not transmit the sweet and sour sniffles, even though it's Hiroshima outside. A nuclear fucking bomb went off. You know how hot it gets out there with a nuclear bomb? Steel is vaporized. That means steel gone. But you're supposed to put on the mask that your mom's friend at work made for you because she likes to sew. That's what you're supposed to remember. Your N95s. There aren't enough N's or 95s out there to save you from nuclear fallout. And you notice something else? Speaking of the sweet and sour sniffles, A lot of these mandates are dropping. CDC's dropping them. New York, they finally got something right. They're dropping the mask mandates. So why are we losing all these mandates like we got leprosy? They're just falling off. That reminds me of a joke. What do you call a leper in a bathtub? Soup. Oh, that shit's funny. Anyway, so yes, all these mandates are dropping, and the CDC comes out with new revitalized protocol for post-nuclear blast. What else do we need to know? What else? Who typed this up? Who I'm sorry, not CDC, or FEMA. Who at FEMA typed this up and said, no, it looks good, send it? Federal emergency. So these are the people, FEMA are the people that are going to be in charge of taking care of you, getting you supplies after this. Emergency services, food, medical. That's who FEMA is. FEMA, the ones who lost like 2 million bottles of water in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is like, 100 miles off the coast? 90 or some shit? You couldn't get those bottles to people that needed them? But I'm supposed to come to you for something like nuclear fallout protocol? And you tell me to make sure I put my mask on? Let me ask you guys this. If FEMA does make it to where you are after a nuclear explosion, what do you think they're going to be dressed like? Huh? You think the people from FEMA, they're just going to have a little mask on their face, a little N95? Huh? Or you think they're going to look like they were just filming an episode of X-Files? They're going to have the mask with the tube that goes to the tank, the white painter's outfits that cover everything, and then they're going to duct tape all the joints, your wrists, your ankles, where your tube is. Then they're going to add some duct tape to that to make sure they don't get shit inside of them. But you're going to be okay if you put your mask on. What else do we need to know? This is silly. This is a comedy. If the last 2.5 years were up for an Oscar, it would win for best comedy. Because they're telling you to put a piece of cloth or whatever the fuck N95s are made of over your face when you go outside, when you receive medical services and emergency services after a nuclear blast. Now, in the comment section, only people I want to hear from are people from Hiroshima and Nagasaki. You tell me what you think of this bullshit. You're on YouTube, most likely. Go right now and look up nuclear explosion footage. Look at what Hiroshima and Nagasaki look like after. The shadows of people burned into the pavement. Those people aren't even there anymore. How do you even burn a shadow into the ground? But after that, you will be fine. If the people of Hiroshima were only smart enough to put their shirts over their nose after the nuclear bombs went off, a lot more of them will be alive today. Stop that shit. Now, let me get over here with my beautiful wife and kids. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize the Linktree link. Get your ass over to JerichoGreen.net. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.